What if your cat doesn't actually love you? What if those glowing eyes in the dark aren't affection, but a cold, predatory calculation? Stop living a lie. The shocking truth behind their silent signals will change everything you thought you knew. Beyond the free room and board myth, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night to find two unblinking, glowing orbs staring at you from the darkness of your bedroom? In that chilling moment of silence, a haunting thought creeps into your mind. Does this creature, this miniature apex predator sharing my pillow, actually feel a shred of love for me? Or am I merely a convenient, oversized servant providing a warm bed and a steady supply of tuna? Welcome to the Felis clan, where we strip away the myths to find the soul of the feline. For decades, we've been fed the cynical lie that cats are cold, calculating opportunists. We laugh about being their servants, but beneath the jokes lies a genuine, aching insecurity for many cat parents. You pour your heart into their care, yet they respond with a blank stare or a flick of the tail that feels like a dismissal. It's enough to make you wonder if you're living a one-sided delusion, projecting human warmth onto a cold-blooded hunter that just happens to be soft. But what if I told you that your cat is actually screaming their devotion to you every single day? The problem isn't a lack of love, it's a profound language barrier. Cats don't love like dogs, and they certainly don't love like humans. They love with a subtlety that is both ancient and breathtakingly beautiful. If you've ever felt like a stranger in your own home, stay with me. We are about to decode the 25 hidden signals of feline worship, from the microscopic twitch of a whisker to the shocking truth behind why they shove their face into yours. By the end of this, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Before we unveil these mysteries, please subscribe to the channel and join our community. Your support is the heartbeat that allows us to keep exploring the deep, mysterious bond between us and our silent companions. Now, let's step into their world. The biological I love you, eyes, tails, and tactile truths. To understand the silent language of a cat, we must first abandon our human obsession with loud, grand gestures and learn to appreciate the quiet, biological poetry of their devotion. While we wait for a hug or a verbal I love you, our cats are actually broadcasting their heart's deepest secrets through the very fibers of their being. It starts with the most subtle of physical cues, movements so small they are often missed, yet so profound they represent a total surrender of their predatory instincts in favor of a bond with you. Sign 1, the slow blink. Imagine your cat staring at you from across a sunlit room. In the wild, a sustained gaze is a prelude to an attack. It is a challenge, a confrontation of wills. But then something magical happens. Your cat slowly, deliberately closes their eyes and opens them again. In that fleeting moment, they have performed the feline kiss. By removing their sight, they are telling you that they feel so safe in your presence that they no longer need to be on guard. They are handing you their life, trusting that you aren't a threat. It is a moment of pure, meditative vulnerability that you can actually mirror back to them to say, I see you, and you are safe with me too. Sign 2, the question mark tail. If the eyes are the windows to their soul, the tail is the telegraph of their spirit. You've likely seen your kitty approach you with their tail held high like a flagpole. But look closer at the very tip. Is there a gentle, elegant curve forming the shape of a question mark? This is the gold standard of feline friendship. It's a signal used between cats who share a deep, communal bond. When they greet you this way, they aren't just saying hello. They are signaling to the world that you are their chosen companion. You're their preferred person in a chaotic world. Sign 3, the forward-facing whiskers. Most people view whiskers as mere tactile sensors, but to a cat, they are emotional antennae. When a cat is stressed or indifferent, their whiskers might bunch back against their face. But when they look at you and those long, sensitive hairs fan out and point forward, they are literally reaching out to feel your energy. They are focusing every ounce of their sensory perception on you because in that moment, you are the most interesting and beloved thing in their universe. Sign 4, The love bite. This is perhaps the most misunderstood gesture in the cat world. You're petting them, the purr is humming, and suddenly they nip your hand. It's not the sharp, aggressive bite of a fight. It's a controlled, inhibited pressure. This is a grooming nip. Mother cats do this to kittens to clean tough spots and show affection. When your cat does this to you, they are treating you as a member of their own pride. They aren't trying to hurt you. They are trying to fix you, to care for you, and to claim you as their own. Sign 5, the sandpaper kiss. If you've ever been licked by a cat, you know it feels less like a kiss and more like 80 grit sandpaper. Those tiny barbs on their tongue, called papillae, are designed to strip meat from bone and dirt from fur. So when your cat uses that rough tool on your skin, it is a massive sacrifice of utility for social bonding. In a cat's mind, allogrooming, the act of grooming another, is the ultimate sign of acceptance. They are washing away the outside world from you and replacing it with a scent that says you belong to the family. Sign 6, the quivering tail. This is a rare and beautiful sight. Sometimes, when you speak to your cat in a high-pitched, loving tone, their tail will stand vertically and begin to vibrate or shiver at the base. This isn't a twitch of annoyance. It's a physical manifestation of pure, unadulterated joy. It is the feline equivalent of a human heart skipping a beat or a toddler jumping up and down because they are so happy to see you. Sign 7, the tail wrap. Since they cannot hold our hands, cats find other ways to maintain physical contact. If your cat walks past you and gracefully curls the length of their tail around your ankle, they are performing a tactile hug. It's a way of staying connected to you while they move through their day, a tether of affection that says, I am here and we are together. Sign 8, the head bunt. Scientists call this bunting, but I prefer to think of it as a scent stamp of approval. Cats have sebaceous glands on their forehead and cheeks that release unique pheromones. When they firmly press their head into your hand or face, they are marking you with their signature scent. They are telling every other creature in the vicinity that you are occupied territory. It is an act of claiming you, not as a possession, but as a sanctuary. Sign 9, the dilated saucer eyes. While we often associate big black pupils with a cat about to pounce on a toy, they also occur when a cat looks at someone they adore. If the room is bright, yet your cat's eyes expand into deep pools of black as they gaze at you, it's a physiological rush of dopamine. You are literally a sight for their sore eyes, a vision that triggers a physical reaction of pleasure deep within their brain. The ultimate sacrifice, vulnerability, and the kitten brain. Once you begin to see these subtle physical signals, the true weight of your cat's devotion starts to settle in, leading us toward an even deeper, more primal layer of their affection. The moments where they choose to surrender their predatory instincts entirely, just to be near you. This brings us to the profound concept of vulnerability. In a world where a cat is both a hunter and the hunted, every act of relaxation is a calculated risk. When they choose you as the person to relax with, they aren't just being lazy. They are making a spiritual deposit of trust into your hands. Sign 10 is perhaps the most misunderstood gesture in the feline lexicon, the exposed belly. We've all seen it, that sudden, dramatic flop onto the back, revealing a soft, fluffy underside. To a human, it looks like an invitation for a rub, but to a cat, that belly is their most sacred, guarded territory. It houses their vital organs, protected only by a thin layer of skin and fur. In the wild, exposing this area to another creature is essentially a death wish. When your kitty rolls over and shows you their tummy, they are whispering a confession. I trust you enough to be completely defenseless in your presence. This is why they often react with claws when we reach for the belly. We are inadvertently violating a boundary of trust by attacking the very vulnerability they just offered us as a gift of love. Sign 11 takes us back to the very beginning of their lives, the rhythmic treading of paws known as kneading, or making biscuits. This isn't just a quirky habit. It is a powerful neurological regression to their time as nursing kittens. By pushing their paws against your leg or chest, they are mimicking the motion used to stimulate milk from their mother. Your cat doesn't actually expect milk from you, of course. Instead, they are communicating that you provide them with the same soul-deep comfort and absolute safety they felt as newborns. You have effectively become their surrogate parent, a source of peace that transcends their adult instincts. Sign 12 is the quietest but perhaps most significant, the choice of a sleeping spot. Cats are light sleepers by necessity, always keeping one ear tuned to the shadows. If your cat chooses to curl up on your chest, at the small of your back, or even just at the foot of your bed, they are appointing you as their guardian. By falling into a deep sleep near you, they are betting their life on the fact that you will protect them from any threat that emerges in the night. You are their biological sanctuary. Sign 13 is the high-pitched trill, that melodic burped sound that sits somewhere between a purr and a meow. This isn't a sound cats use with each other in the wild. It's a specific social greeting mother cats use to talk to their kittens. If your cat greets you with this sound, they are speaking to you in their family voice, acknowledging a bond that is intimate and exclusive. Sign 14 involves the gifts they leave for you, the toys, or occasionally the less pleasant garden variety. While we might recoil, this is an act of communal sharing. They view you as a member of their pride who, frankly, seems a bit inept at hunting. By bringing you these prizes, they are trying to ensure you are fed and cared for. It is a selfless act of provisioning for the family. Sign 15 is the gentle, lingering paw touch. Sometimes, while you're reading or working, a single paw will reach out and rest on your arm. There is no hidden agenda here, no request for food. It is a simple check-in, a way for them to maintain a physical tether to the person they love most. Sign 16 is their uncanny ability to stay close when you are ill. Cats are masters of detecting chemical shifts in our bodies. When you are down with a fever or a heavy heart, they sense your weakened state. Instead of distancing themselves from a vulnerable pride member, they often stay closer than ever, acting as a silent, fur-covered sentry until you are strong again. Sign 17 is the feline kiss, the nose boop. This is an incredibly intimate gesture where they bring their face directly into yours. By touching their nose to yours, they are sharing scents and verifying your identity at the closest possible range. It is a moment of total presence, where the distance between two different species completely disappears. Marking the territory, scents, shadows, and mooning. Once you realize that your cat isn't just a passive observer of your life, but a guardian of your shared sanctuary, the way they claim your physical space begins to feel less like a series of random habits and more like a profound ritual of belonging. This brings us into the most intimate territory of all, the social and territorial bond, where the line between my space and your space completely dissolves. Sign 18, the mirroring effect. Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to be your shadow? You move to the kitchen to make coffee, and they are suddenly there, leaning against the cabinet. You sit down to work, and they settle onto the corner of the desk. This isn't just curiosity. It's a behavior called mirroring. In the wild, members of a tightly knit social group synchronize their movements to maintain safety and cohesion. By following you from room to room, even into the bathroom, your cat is expressing a deep-seated desire to be with you in every sense of the word. They aren't stalking you. They are participating in your life, providing a silent, steady source of moral support in every mundane moment. Sign 19, the gift of the derriere. I know, it feels like an insult when you're relaxing on the couch and your cat suddenly moons you, shoving their backside directly into your face. But in the feline world, this is a gesture of extreme vulnerability and an invitation to intimacy. Cats communicate through complex scents, and by presenting their most informative identity card to you, they are being an open book. They are letting you into their most private world, showing a level of comfort that most humans never achieve with one another. It is the ultimate sign of a barrier-free friendship. Sign 20, standing on hind legs. When your cat hears your keys in the door and hops up on their back legs, stretching their paws toward your knees, they are trying to transcend the physical gap between your species. They are attempting to reach your level, to look you in the eye, and to offer a proper greeting. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated excitement that says your presence is the most exhilarating part of their day. Sign 21, the bunting ritual. When a cat bunts their head against your chin or hand, they are literally painting you with their love. They have scent glands in their cheeks and forehead that release pheromones that only other animals can truly detect. To your cat, a home that smells like a mix of you and them is a home that is safe. Every time they headbutt you, they are renewing their claim on your heart, declaring to the invisible world that you are their chosen person. Sign 22, the nose boop. This is perhaps the most delicate gesture in their repertoire. When your cat reaches out to touch their nose to yours, they are engaging in a scent handshake. It's a moment of quiet, mutual acknowledgement, a way of saying, I see you, I know you, and we are at peace. Sign 23, the greeting stretch. Watch your cat the next time you walk into a room after an hour away. If they stand up and perform a long, luxurious arch of their back while looking at you, they aren't just waking up from a nap. They are resetting their body to engage with you. It is a physical hello that signals they are ready and eager to spend time in your company. Sign 24, the leg slalom. When your cat weaves in and out of your ankles, they are creating a physical braid of scent and touch. This slaloming is a territorial marking that functions as a security blanket for the cat. By wrapping their body around your legs, they are reminding themselves, and you, that you are an inseparable unit. Sign 25, the upward gaze. Finally, look at their posture. A cat that approaches you with its neck extended and its head tilted up is a cat that is completely open to your influence. They are looking to you for direction, for affection, and for connection. It is the simplest, most honest posture of a soul that truly trusts its guardian. The knight in furry armor. Once you begin to see these subtle flickers of devotion for what they truly are, the cold myth of the indifferent cat evaporates, leaving behind a bond that is as profound as it is ancient. We have journeyed through the physical, the vulnerable, and the territorial, but these 25 signs lead us to a singular, breathtaking conclusion. Sign 24, the scent signature. When your cat slaloms through your legs or presses their cheek against yours, they aren't just being affectionate. They are claiming you as their own. In the feline world, a shared scent is the ultimate boundary of safety. By weaving their pheromones into your skin, they are telling the world that you are a vital part of their collective soul. It is a quiet, chemical vow of belonging. Sign 25, the upward gaze. Perhaps the most poignant sign of all is when your kitty stands with their neck extended, looking up at you with focused intensity. In a world where they are small and we are giants, this gesture is a deliberate choice to engage with a being far beyond their scale. It is an act of reaching out across the species divide, a silent request for connection that proves you are the absolute center of their universe. The lesson here is simple, yet transformative. Love is not always a loud, grand gesture. Sometimes it is the quiet confidence of a creature that trusts you with its life. You aren't just a provider of kibble. You are their sanctuary, their knight in furry armor. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the feline heart here at the Felis clan, please consider subscribing to help us grow this community of dedicated cat parents. Now that you've decoded how your cat says, I love you, it's time to ask, are you speaking their language back? To find out how to truly return the favor, join me in our next video, the 7 acts of love your cat hopes to receive from you. I'll see you there.